Right, welcome my peeps and peepettes to another exciting video review from yours truly here at the reviewing station of the brand new just released Series 3 Power Rangers Legacy Collection 6.5 inch action figures. And here we have the last figure to come out of the Mighty Morphin team that is a part of the build of Megazord concept. And obviously it's the Yellow Ranger. You can go by Trini or you can go by Aisha. It's still the Yellow Ranger, one way or another. I don't discriminate. So anyway, with that said, you will notice first and foremost, as we'll take a look at the packaging per take of every single video review when I can, there is actually a sticker here that is indicating that this was bought at GameStop. This right now, at the time of this recording, is the only place where these figures have been spotted. I had to travel around a little bit. I actually had to go out of town. 45-minute drive to 2 GameStops just to see whether or not they had the figures in stock. The first one didn't. The one that I actually mentioned on Twitter did finally. It was quite surprising. I was not expecting to find them this early, but I did. Thank you very much to whoever brought it up first and foremost on Twitter. You know, I wouldn't have these in hand if it weren't for you, and if it weren't for Ranger Board, I'll give them credit as well. So, you know, pretty cool. Yeah. So, I do not have all the figures. I am missing the In-Space Blue Ranger and Black Ranger. They did have them. I just didn't pick them up because I didn't have enough. So, I've got to save as much as I can. I'll pick them up at a later date if they're still around. So, anyway, yeah, they're going for the normal retail price of $19.99. And basically, you had your nice look at the front of the packaging. I really do not have to go through this. It is a constant repeat. So anyway, onto the back of the packaging, so I can just showcase this off real quickly. It's basically your same material going on for this series. You got your Rangers, you got your Build a Megazord pieces, indicating which Ranger comes with what, and finally we have the missing leg, the right leg to Dino Megazord. So we'll finally be able to build this thing up and finally review it as part of this review as well, once and for all. So here are the Rangers to come out of this line, in case you want to see. Here they are up close and personal. We got the Yellow Ranger, which I'm reviewing today. We got the White Ranger, which will be tomorrow. We've got In-Space Black Ranger and Blue Ranger, which I do not have, but I do have the Pink Ranger. So there you go. There will be other Ranger reviews outside of Mighty Morphin this week. So that's going to do it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and bring in the Yellow Ranger, who's off for focus. Anyway, let's go ahead and not waste any more time. Let's take a good look at the Yellow Ranger. She looks good. I am not going to really complain about anything here. There's no reason to complain about the Yellow Ranger. And as you can see, Bandai America kept their promise. They would correct the belt problem. So now we've got, instead of silver belts, we're going back to white belts, which is pretty much accurate. I know some people would complain about the black lightning bolts not being present on the Yellow Ranger figure, which, you know, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I don't know if it was an oversight, they missed out or something, or I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but I would say that it kind of looks better without the black lightning bolts. And, you know, I'll tell you the truth, I think this is actually more show accurate. I think. I might have to look back. Her only accessory that she comes with outside the Build a Megazord piece, which we'll get to in just a moment, is obviously the Blade Blaster in its holster mode, which is completely useless. If you want to put it in the figure's hands, more power to you, be my guest, but I will say that it's not the dagger mode or whatever it is, sword mode. It just doesn't have the blade, so it's not correct. It's not a weapon. It's not. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the articulation on the Yellow Ranger. Just like all the other Power Ranger figures to come out of this line, we got a hinge joint up and down movement for the head. We got a swivel cut, which I really wish Bandai would switch it to a ball joint system. We got ratcheting shoulders, even though they don't work, like I mentioned before. We got bicep swivel cut, which was missing on the movie figures. And we've got single jointed elbows for all female action figures to ever exist on planet Earth. We got ball jointed wrist joint, basically on par with SH Figure Arts quality going on here for the hands. We've got the upper torso ball joint system that I truly love. I love giving some flex to my girls. Very nice. We also have a bit of a waist cut going on here, but it's kind of restricted due to the Dino buckler, so that's a bit unfortunate, but whatever, it is what it is. And obviously the Yellow Ranger does not have a skirt, so you get as free movement as you truly desire out of the ball joint system for her legs. I appreciate that. Thank you, Bandai America. See, when it works, it works. So anyway, we got a thigh cut system going on here. Nice 360 if you so choose, making it look like she broke her leg. Double jointed knees, always a plus. We got a swivel cut at the boot section, and then we've got an up and down hinge joint here at the foot, including also an ankle rocker pivot, which works pretty good on this figure. I'm not gonna lie, hands down, probably one of the best, since I can really get her in many poses and she won't fall over so easily. And, you know, now that I'm speaking and I'm showing it off on camera, it's just a little difficult, but hey, I fixed the problem right then and there. So that's basically it for the Yellow Ranger, except I kind of forgot to show off the back. It's nice and clean, as you can see. Everything's painted pretty good. Not much to really go through. Not much to really praise here. I mean, it's basically just a simple paint job. So nothing seems to be lacking here. Everything seems to be straight. So I've really got nothing else to say beyond that. So if I can get her to stand just one more time. This is a little loose. Just a little. So, don't move. Okay, let's do some... So anyway, let's do some quick side-by-side comparisons with the past and what is now the present design for Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger. So there you got that. We got the movie figure compared to what is your standard and simplistic Power Ranger suit, you know, spandex armor, compared to what is rubber material, I'm guessing, or, you know, alien material. So, yeah. It's okay. It's okay. They're supposed to be different, and I do like different. Different makes the world go round. So there's that. Let's do another quick side-by-side comparisons with another Yellow Ranger figure of the past. So there is what used to be your standard female Ranger mold for the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger compared to what is now. And obviously, it's night and day. I mean, jeez Louise. But hey, it was the time and we didn't complain. So, with that said, I've got a few more size comparisons that I want to get out of the way, and I will just jump cut. So, there's your size comparisons with all 7 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So here we have the Yellow Ranger compared to the Red Ranger, the Black Ranger, the Pink Ranger, the Blue Ranger, the White Ranger, and the Green Ranger, all in one shot. So, I think by law, you're not supposed to have the White Ranger and the Green Ranger in a size comparison, but hey, I broke the law because that's what I'm known to do. So that's basically all the size comparison I want to do. Now let's go on ahead and get on to the final piece de resistance to this whole entire series here, which is obviously the build of Megazord. Okay, and here is the last piece to the Dino Megazord Build-A-Figure, and it is obviously the saber-toothed tiger, which looks okay. Kind of kitty looking here, to be honest. It's definitely incomplete. It looks like, you know, half of the head has been chopped off because of the gimmick here with the ball joint system, so there's no limit to it. I mean, when it works, it works. I will be honest, you do get a lot of play going on here with the ball joint system at the ankle. And then, of course, you got your ball joint here for the knee joint. You'll have a ball joint here for the hip joint. And it's basically just like the Triceratops, only just a little more childish looking, to be honest. I really think they could have done better with this head design for the saber-toothed tiger for this stylized version of the Dino Megazord. Kind of reminds me of the Retro Fire Megazord, to be honest. So anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and pop this sucker on now so we can show off, at long last, the completed 7-inch build a Megazord version of our childhood. So there is, once I adjust the camera's position, there is the Dino Megazord in all of its stylized 7-inch plastic glory. And this here is breathtaking, to be honest. This looks good. At first, when I saw the prototype of this figure, I really didn't know what to think of it because there wasn't much to really go by. It really doesn't look good, to be honest. On the back of the packaging, it's lackluster in a lot of areas, and I'm really glad that Bandai of America chose to go a different route with actually painting the eyes on the Megazord. I mean, it's got that black line going across it as well. The outline looks great. I wish I could go more into detail about this, but you know, this is going to be a longer video than I was expecting, and to be honest, I think you can judge all the color differences from the prototype to the final release on your own, to be honest. So anyway, let's get to the articulation on this thing. So it is on a very nice ball joint with the head, which, you know, the Rangers need. We got a ball joint for the shoulders. We got the these shoulder bits that can actually move up and down. As you can see, they're on nice hinges to get out of the way so you can get a little more play. Not much. Due to the fact that it is on ball joint system, even though it doesn't have any bicep swivel cut, which would have been nice, it still kind of works out the same way, but you can't get them any closer in than what's going on right there. But still, not bad. Single jointed elbows. We do have ball joints for the hands, as you can see. So if you wanted to, you could pop them off. I don't know why you would, but there you go. We do have open hands, and we'll get to that in just a moment. No waist cut, unfortunately. They saved that for the Astro Megazord. Spoiler alert. So we got ball joints here at the hips, ball joints at the shoulders, and then of course, like I said before, ball joints at the ankles, which does work when it works, and it works, and it looks pretty good. So anyway, I'll show you the back of the Megazord before we move on. Not much paint love going on here. As a matter of fact, the only really painted thing going on in the back is obviously this tail bit. So beyond that, there's nothing else. Everything else is just the color of the plastic that was chosen for this. So yeah. It's unfortunate that the colors going on here for the front of the shoulder pads just did not follow into the back. I mean, the sculpting's there if you want to paint it yourself, but yeah, it's a little bit of a disappointment, and I really feel like if these were actually sold separately instead of being Build a Megazord parts, we would actually get more paint application on this, and as a matter of fact, we would also get weapons. Now, as you can see here, I do have a power sword for this Megazord, which came with the San Diego Comic-Con 2016 Mighty Morphin Red Ranger out of this Legacy series. It's nicely sculpted, it's got a nice paint job, it's actually decked out in chrome, which looks good, very nice and reflective, and it works perfectly for the Dino Megazord here, which is what it was intended for. So there you go. For those that wanted to know what it looked like compared to its power sword weapon of choice from the San Diego pack, well, there it is. Now you know. And it does look really good. Now, it's unfortunate that it can't actually hold the sword with both hands, considering that the handle is actually pretty long. But then again, the Megazord never really did hold this sword with two hands. It was mainly with just one hand. The right hand, and then the left hand would have the mammoth shield, and that's basically all that I can say about that. So let's go ahead and do a quick side-by-side comparisons with other Build a Megazords out of this line. So here is the first completed Build a Megazord from Series 1, which is Storm Megazord from Power Rangers Ninja Storm. And as you can see, even though they are targeted at 7 inches as a whole, it really seems like there's going to be some key differences in the scale with every single combination going on here. As you can see, Dino Megazord is taller by a little bit when in comparisons with the head, as you can see. So that's nice that that's going to be playing out in most of this line for how long it can actually go on. And speaking of which, let's take another look at another size comparisons with another completed Megazord itself from the future, or modern era movie style cinematic universe Dino Megazord. And as you can see, it too is smaller than the Dino Megazord from way back when in this new modern stylized Build a Megazord formation. So I do like how the scale is going to play out in differences with every single Build a Megazord. It's something that I really was looking forward to. I like difference. Difference is cool. This Megazord here is cool. It just could use a little more articulation, just like this one. So, you know, beyond that, there's not much else to really say here. I can recommend this set if you are looking to complete your Dino Megazord, or if you are a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan and you really are looking to get those last figures out of the line, then yeah, by all means. Again, the quality is getting better on these figures. I just really wish that, you know, the Bandai America would look a little more into detail with every single figure that they... I just lost my chain of thought now. So, anyway, great line. I do recommend this by all means. If you're a true Power Rangers fan, you love Mighty Morphin, you love this Legacy line, even though I don't, I like this line. I want that love experience. We're not that far off. If we can get some really good figures, then I think we can have a home run soon enough. Maybe Zeo, maybe Dino Thunder. I think we're just gonna have to wait, but the next wave to come out is obviously the Metallic Rangers, and it's basically the whole same story from what I've reviewed so far out of this line, except, ooh, they're shiny. That's gonna do it. Nothing else to really say about this figure, so I'm moving on with the next one, which will be the final figure to come out of this line of the Mighty Morphin team, and that's obviously Tommy, again, the White Ranger. So, questions, comments, you know to do, hit it down below in the comment section of this video. If you like today's video review, why not hit that thumbs up button? And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see other video reviews, just like the one you're seeing here today from the reviewing station. This is your King Red's Power signing off, saying thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you whenever you see me.